Welcome, my good people, to the Wednesday night edition of the Bliss Pickup. Listen, we got a show for y'all. I know if y'all heard my good brother Lou talking trash about Hefley and Mike McDaniel and keeping the same energy. Well, this is the episode for y'all. We are going to keep the same energy for Jeff Hefley, and we're going to compare his performances against the top tier talent. If y'all can remember, we always complained about the Miami Dolphins not performing the same when it was going up against the top tier talent. So now, y'all know what I do. I'm Mr. Homework. Someone told me my lad the H stand for homework. So this is homework tone today. But before I do that, let me bring my co-host in. Lou, what's up, man? Come on up.
Well, well, well. You see, Tone, when you opened up the show and you were talking all nice and polite, again, you put it on for the people. This is an episode I couldn't wait for. This gonna be the energy episode right here. Everybody, hey, don't we keep people's feet to the fire around here? Ain't that what we're doing?
Keep feet to the fire.
We hold people
Same
accountable.
energy. Hold people accountable.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, let's get into it. Listen, I ain't
That
got
is.
no more to say.
You don't want to waste no time. We can't
I ain't
even
got nothing
talk. We
else to
can't have
say,
a
Tone.
conversation.
Let's get into it.
We don't. Well, before y'all do that, make sure listen. Shout out to y'all. Know shout out. Prayers up to Vicinity. She's a little under the weather, but she let us know she's feeling better. But
Absolutely.
y'all know, you know what I'm saying. But y'all give prayers to our sister. Lou don't want to waste no time. Yeah, I wonder why Lou don't want to waste no time. He said, well. That's a fact. Listen, y'all hit the like button on the way in. Y'all subscribe. I was trying to be calm. Y'all see, I try to do the intro, nice, cool, calm, collected. Lou already ready to turn up, so I gotta match the energy. I'm sorry. But hold on, Lou. Before we get directly into it, let me ask you a question now. You see those numbers down there? It say first you see Hefley, Mike, you see
Yeah, absolutely.
3,475 yards passing. What do you think that stands for, Lou?
Listen, man, I didn't want to say it, but probably Hafley's defense. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yes. 28 interceptions. 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. I'm telling you, that is the combined touchdown to interception ratio for the quarterback. These quarterbacks that we're going to talk about. And I didn't go to the sorry quarterbacks. I went to the quarterback that had success and the quarterback that had good teams. Because we would have went to the complete quarterback list, it would have been a waste of time. But we're gonna keep the same energy. This is the same energy type episode. But before I go and break down the numbers, Lou, Mike McDaniel was big criticized, right? It's most specifically for the offense, right? Offensively, that was his calling card. He came in, he had the 700 yards we know for Tua. He came in, he had the innovation. He was innovative when it comes to offensive drawing up plays, everything like that. They would call him Mike McGenius, the mad scientist, all these nicknames that he had, right? And for the most part, it was looking amazing for some time. What was our nickname? The greatest show on surf?
Greatest show on surf.
Greatest show on surf. We had that game against Denver, ironically, right? When we had the opportunity to break the points record, scored what it was, 6 total 11 touchdowns, right? I mean, was 11 touchdowns? No. What was the final score?
It was 70. We had 70. I think they had 17. I think 70.
Yeah, 70 to 17. So 10 touchdowns. Scored 10 touchdowns. Didn't kick no field goal. He should have kicked one field goal. We would have got the record. We would have gotten the record, but he didn't kick the field goal. But those were the times, and we was praising him, and we was ready to crown Mike McDaniel as the greatest coach since Don Shooter in the Miami Dolphins. Period. But then 4 years passed. And we started to, notice a couple of differences when at first we thought it was at the end of the season, but then it came out, it was a certain level of competition. The plus 500 teams, how do your offense look in those games? For the most part, right? And you correct me if I'm wrong. It was with Vic Fangio, and Anthony Weaver, they both had top 10 defenses. So defense wasn't folding as much. Some games they did, but as much. So we were giving a lot of criticism to Mike McDaniel. And we was holding his feet to the fire. We blamed damn near everything on Mike McDaniel. He's the head coach. It was warranted. But we focused on the offense. Some of us said it was because of Tua. Some of us said because Mike McDaniel couldn't adjust. He overthink himself. I mean, he outsmarted himself. Whatever the reasons was, we came up with all of them. But the bottom line is, we was judging him. And the biggest thing was the plus 500. That took on a life of his own. How did he perform against the plus 500? How did he look against this? How did he look against that? Now, me and Lou was over here. We was breaking down some film and said, well, it wasn't Mike McDaniel. It was Tua. But people didn't want to hear that. They didn't want to hear it. They wanted to blame Mike McDaniel. So we're going to see if they keep the same energy today. Lou, you got anything to say before we go ahead and get into the numbers, my brother?
Listen, Tone, again, I ain't got nothing to say. I think you're doing an incredible job so far. I ain't going to lie to you. Listen, I think this is the best show you've ever been part of. I'm just telling you, I think you're doing an excellent job. I ain't got nothing to say. Take off, Tone. Do your thing.
Well, so without further ado, I went and did some homework, and that was a grand total down there. I went and broke it down by quarterbacks. Now that's a 14-game sample size for those who was wondering. That's an average of 25 points per game, 247 because 246.9 yards per game with a 68.9% completion rate. That's in total. But now let's get into individuals. You can see that.
Hey, Tone, we all see it. Tone, real quick. I told you I ain't got nothing to say, but real quick. Are you sure you want to do this episode today? Because the minions going to be mad at you, dog. Tone. Hey, listen, don't put no poll up. I don't want to have no poll. They're going to kill Tone today. The minions are not. Tone,
what do you
mean?
On your side, dog. They're going to be, they like honesty. Don't we like honesty here? I thought that's what it was.
We only like honesty sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean by sometimes?
Well, again, if it fits people's narrative, they like honesty. When it goes against their narrative, they don't like the honesty. Remember, we got to have good vibes in the community, Tone.
Well, this is what I wanted to say, and just to break down in front of you. I don't know if you want me to start off, Lou, or you want me to go line by line, or how you want to do this, my brother.
I think Tone, you should go line by line.
All right, so listen, what I did, as you can see, I broke it down into games. So Jared Goff, he had 4 games against Jeff Hefley. Obviously, that's when he was in Detroit. I'm sorry, they was divisional foes. Caleb Williams, obviously Chicago, divisional foe, 4 games apiece. Sam Darnold, 2 games, and then you see everyone else: Matthew Stafford, Jaden Daniels, Dak Prescott, and Bo Nix. These are the top quarterbacks that he faced. This is a 2-year sample size. As you can see, Jared Goff. Now, Lou, what would you rank Jared Goff in rank as a quarterback? Top 10, top 15? What would you put
I think he's somewhere in the top, outside like the 10 to 12. I'm
10 to 12.
Somewhere around there.
So Jared Goff in 4 games against Jeff Hefley. This is the defense, right? He's 101 completions on 128 attempts, 900 total yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Ooh. Now, Tone, this ain't just with the quarterbacks. I want people to understand these quarterbacks, they are on good teams. That's the point, right?
Yes.
Good quarterbacks on good teams. Continue, yes. Tone. My bad. I don't even want to cut you off.
So I just want to, and if y'all want to do further homework, I did it, right? Jeff Hefley had a top 10 and a top 12 defense. Remember that, Lou? You remember that?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I do.
If you go by these numbers here, he's nowhere near the top 10. He's not in the top 10 at all. Bottom 15. If you go by these averages, what he's been giving up in these, they're bottom 15, and for the most part, they're in the 20 range. So that'll give you an idea of how higher his defense was performing against the lower level teams and the bad quarterbacks. Just to give you an idea. Now, Jared Goff right here, okay, 4 games, seven touchdowns, 2 interceptions. This is one thing that I didn't put up there. Hold on. Let me go put something up real quick for you, Lou. Take off on that, Lou, because I got to put up on a screen for you real quick.
Well, again, in 4 games, he almost threw for 1,000 yards. According to this, he threw for 900. 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions on that defense. That's not good. Touchdown to interception ratio is not good. Almost giving a quarterback in 4 games almost 1,000 yards is not good. And I think you said it was 101 completions on 128 attempts.
Yes.
That, bro, that is, if you want to talk about the efficiency, that is efficient. And Jeff Hefley is the one coaching the defense. And the only reason we're doing this show, again, I want to see how many people in the chat that are listening to the show that killed Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins for not playing well against upper tier talent. Well, right here, Jeff Hefley, the defensive coordinator in Green Bay, with going up against talent, it was terrible. Now, we killed the last coach. And everybody wants to ignore the numbers because, again, we got the boogeyman. You will hear me say it all the time. We got the boogeyman out the building. We got Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel out the building. And everybody thinks this change is going to be great. And as a Dolphin fan, I want it to be great. But when you do these homework, again, Tony H stands for Tony Homework. It's not a good look for Jeff Hefley and his defense. It's not.
Not at all. And that just started with Jared Goff. Now I'm back, Lou. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to give you an idea. In them 4 games, right? Let me give you the points that he was giving up in the 4 games. And I'm going to go down the line. First game, gave up 13 points. That was the game that Jared Goff had 1 touchdown, 1 interception, right? 225 yards. The next game, he gave up 24 points, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. The next game, another 24 points with 245 yards, 1 touchdown, no interception. The last game, 34 points, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Lou, I want to go and skip to Caleb Williams, right? I want to go to Caleb Williams because I want to. He's the one that got 4. So let's go to the next one, which is Caleb Williams. As you can see, Caleb Williams, 63 completion percentage. Y'all remember Caleb Williams? He didn't start off as Caleb Williams. He's a guy that hasn't thrown for 4,000 yards in a season, people. That's the Chicago thing. 82 completions, 129 attempts, 815 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Let me repeat that for you. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. At a 63.6 yard completion percentage. We know Caleb Williams is a gunslinger. A gunslinger. That means he likes to throw the ball down the field. You got to at least pick those kind of guys off. He takes shots. Jared Goff. He's a guy that throw interceptions. We know this. We understand this. 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We can't have that, people. Now that as a defensive coordinator, we can't have that. We cannot have that. I'm sorry. Now, Caleb Williams, first game against him, he gave up 19 points, right? I mean, they scored 19 points, but 200 yards, 231 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interception. Next game, 24 points. He only had 148 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interception. The next game, they scored 19 points, 231 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Last game, they scored 22 points, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You know what I noticed? Do you know what I noticed, Delu? And both of them guys?
What's that?
Every single time they went out against them, they played better. Every single time they forced Jeff Hefley, they played better. Their stats got better.
That's an amazing observation by you because I didn't even think about that. I didn't even notice that, but that's a great observation.
And you know what that made me think of, Lou, when I thought about, the stats getting better? What happened to the adjustments? See, now, didn't we kill Mike McDaniel for not making adjustments, in-game adjustments, things of that
Yes,
nature?
I know a lot of people did. Yes, Tone. Yep.
What about game-to-game adjustments? What happened to all of these adjustments that we were supposed to be making?
And that's crazy, Tone, because the two guys you brought up are two guys that's in their division. If anything,
Exactly.
you should know your division in like the back of your hand.
You know, like how our division caught up on Tua?
Absolutely.
What happened to them in-game adjustments in general? Now, we can say, Lou, and keep the same energy, right? We can say, hey, players, execution-wise. Yeah. Me, Lou, Vincent, the people over here that go break down film and point out, okay, people were in position to make plays. It's just they weren't executing correctly. We can say that. And if y'all want to, we could go on a deep dive. I even want to do that and do some field work on some of these games. But for the most part, it seemed like Jeff Hefley seems to have a dynamic quarterback issue. Now, I understand, right? Which is why I put the two at the top. I understand, if you play Patrick Mahomes, you play Josh Allen, the Lamar Jacksons, Joe Burrow, and you once or twice in your career. See, but I started with the guys in his division, the guys he's supposed to know. You had 2 seasons with these guys. Your impact is supposed to improve. We didn't see that. Now, before I go to the other ones, Lou, you got anything to add with Jared Goff and Caleb Williams?
No, I think you're doing a great job so far. I'm amazed that's why I said when you said that, I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. But those guys play in the division, and you're telling me that in every game they played, they got better. To your point, the adjustments is not there. For me, again, in your division, you should know the ins and out of everything they do. Listen, every team's goal, Tone, is to win their division. That's what the goal is. And if you're telling me that 2 quarterbacks in his division kept getting better and better every time he's seen them, that's a bad look, especially, Tone, when he's already came out and said he's the head coach, but he's going to be calling plays for the defense. He said that. So we got to hold his feet to the fire, just like McDaniel, Tone. He was our head coach, and our offensive coordinator is the same thing as just Rosa Rooks. So it's a bad look for Hefley, if you ask me so far.
And this is all I'm saying. We have to point out everything. Listen, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I want to say now, I really appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank y'all very much. This comes from me and the Blitz Pickup. I asked you guys on the last episode, can y'all please get us to the 890? Y'all got us up. I think we were 891. So y'all got us above there. So I really appreciate y'all. So now listen, just hit the like button. We on the road to 900. We're 9. I think 9 away from 900. So just let's get those 9 subscribers and help us to 900. But again, I want to thank each and every last one of y'all. Hit the like button too as well. And I think Lou will echo those sentiments as well.
Oh, 1,000%. Absolutely. We definitely appreciate it.
Now, if you could you could do some quick math. That's 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, Lou. 12 touchdowns.
And that's over 2 seasons, correct?
That's over 2 seasons, yes.
Yeah. The touchdown to interception ratio, Tone, is terrible.
It's ridiculous. That was the biggest eye opener when I saw that. I saw touchdown to interception ratio. Because even if you playing those guys, typically tough defenses have games like if we go down right to the Matthew Stafford, which y'all know my favorite quarterback. So just for the people that think I don't listen, I don't pull no strings. I don't hide nothing. Matthew Stafford had the worst game against Jeff Hefley. If you look at it, he had the worst game against him, and it wasn't a terrible game. This is what I'm pointing out. But if he had more games like that, I would have been like, okay, cool. These are how you're supposed to play. They have good games, bad games. But nah, bro, it shouldn't be overwhelmingly on one side. It shouldn't.
And Tone, when you brought up Caleb Williams, I think you said it best about Caleb Williams. He's a gunslinger, bro. In every game, he's going to give you an opportunity to get a turnover. He's going to throw one or two balls that should be picked off, or he's going to put the ball in danger because that's how he plays. So I thought you made a great point there. Bro, 3 interceptions in 4 games against these two guys. That sounds like a defense that's not getting the ball, Tone. They're not turning the ball over. No.
Stop. Hold on, Lou. 3 interceptions combined in 8 games.
Oh, in 8 games. Well, even worse, Tone. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, it sounds like a defense that against upper tier talent, they're not creating the big turnovers. They're not making the adjustments. Hey, man, again, this is a bad look, but I'm glad my brother Tony Homework put this. I wasn't gonna miss this episode for the world, man.
Now, for all of you, if y'all remember, right? We went and me and Vincenti had a big back and forth about this next guy. We're gonna talk about Sam Darnold. And what did I say? He still had them interceptions. Sam Darnold led the league in turnovers. Led them. Sam Darnold had 2 touchdowns against Jeff Hefley. 74 completion percentage. Wait, I didn't focus on this enough. I'm sorry. Jared Goff had a 78.9% completion percentage against him. 80. Excuse me. That's basically 80% completion rate. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Bro, you can't tell me that. Now you go to Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has a 74 completion percentage against him. Career. 74 completion percentage. In 2 games. Y'all see it. He's 53 for 71, 652 yards. Now, listen, do some quick math on that, right? You know, I did it in my head. You do some quick math. That's 326 yards a game.
Sheesh.
326. It's crazy. And I think that was his last year in Minnesota. You remember? Last year in Minnesota. So that's when he got the 2 games against Jeff Hefley. 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Again, terrible look.
Are y'all peeping out this touchdown and interception rate? This is the biggest concern for me when I was doing this homework. The touchdown and interception rate. The yardage I'm cool with. Like, listen, they're quarterbacks. You're going to give up the yardage. But my brother, now Lou,
you got to keep them out of the end zone, Tom.
Now Lou, let me go give you Sam Darnold. That one season he was going up against Jeff Hefley.
Okay.
First game against Sam Darnold, they gave up 31 points.
Not a good look.
Sam Darnold had 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Oh, I forgot to add in. I'm so sorry. Sam Darnold, Jared Goff, and basically when you go down look at it, he was average sacking Jared Goff just under two sacks a game. I forgot to add that in because that's part of the defense, right? Because I think let me go do some quick math here. Yes.
Tom,
so 7 sacks in 8 games. Bro. Go ahead, Lou.
Oh, no. Continue. I thought you were going to do something, so I was just going to talk. But go ahead. Continue.
I mean, 4 games. I said 8 games. 7 sacks in 4 games. So just under 2 sacks a game against Jared Goff. I wanted to point that out. Against Caleb Williams, Ray got three sacks in 3 games. I mean, 4 games. So that 10 sacks in 8 games. So it's not like they, and these guys, and the reason why I'm saying that for Jared Goff and Caleb Daniels, Caleb Williams, because these are the guys that throw the ball downfield, that hold on to the ball, and both of them had problems getting sacked too much. Now, against Sam Darnold, he had 2 sacks that first game. Remember I said 275, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Second game, and that's giving up 31 points. They scored 27 points. Sam Darnold had 337 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and was only sacked 1 time. that is still continuing the trend.
That is absolutely continuing a trend. Tone, I just want to answer Truth and Fans question real
Oh, I
quick.
can't. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna bring it up. It says, I hear what you guys are saying. Great job explaining this. However, we must remember this season and this defense is going to be bad on paper alone. I'm waiting to see the games. And to that though, I agree, right? I think this defense is going to be bad. But what we're doing is giving Jeff Hefley's numbers when he was a Packers defensive coordinator. And the Packers defense wasn't bad though. They had players. At least they had better players than what Miami's going to have or put on paper this
Especially
season.
year two. Especially year two when they started to do better. He had Michael Parsons.
Absolutely. So that's the only difference I would say to True Fin fan. Yeah, we're not highlighting. Yeah, year one it might be bad in Miami, but why was it bad for 2 years in Green Bay? That's the point. But go ahead, Tone. I just wanted to answer the question.
And the reason why I did a 2-year summer side, because those was the only 2 years he was there. But I focused. That's why I put them in order with how many games they played. So I focus on how many times he faced these quarterbacks. The ones that he faced multiple times, which gave him an opportunity to adjust, to learn a quarterback, to understand them. What do we say, Lou? When do we find out if these quarterbacks really like that or not? When defensive coordinators get what? Film on them.
Absolutely. Yeah, when they get film on it, for sure.
Once you get film on them, okay, now let's see what they can do, because you take away what they like to do best. You get what I'm saying? Oh, you force him to do things that he doesn't like, what they're not good at. He had 4 games to do that with Jared Goff and Caleb Williams. And for them to improve in every game, that is concerning right there. That's the difference. Of course it's going to get concerning. You understand? Again, thank you, True Fin fan. Considering the Sam Darnold year, he 25 touchdowns and 14 interceptions last season.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is all I'm saying. These are why I'm pointing these out, to keep it fair, to say I'm not just going to point out the ones that he only had, one bad game or one good game, against. No, let's see how he did in his division. That's why I brought his division on quarterbacks. I'm like, whoa, you have to do better than that. Have to. My bad, y'all. Got to tell him. So, moving on. Now, that's Sam Darnold. Like I said, Matthew Stafford. He faced him one time. One time, Matthew Stafford had a 64 completion percentage, 29 for 45, 260 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. What would you say about that game? And he sacked him 3 times. I forgot to say, he sacked him 3 times.
Absolutely, Tony. You could say that's the best his defense played against any quarterback, especially on this list. Yes. So that was the best game that Hefley's defense had, for sure.
Yeah, in that game, they only gave up 19 points. And if you see if it was half and half like that, I would have been fine with that. If it was just half and half, which is why I gave you. Now you look at some of these names on this list. I'm not, sugarcoating it. No. I'm showing you his performance. Now, he played C.J. Daniels. As you see, C.J. Daniels had the worst completion percentage, right? 57. Yep. 24 for 42. He had 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Not going to kill him for that. I just hate this touchdown to interception ratio.
Tom, the game they played Jaden Daniels, that was his first year in Green Bay or his last year in Green Bay? Or your last year?
You know what? I could tell you right now. I just was going up and getting every I'll look it up real quick. But
because in his first year, again, if it was 2 years ago, remember Jaden Daniels led the Washington Commanders in rushing. I would love to know what Jaden Daniels' rushing yards were in that game.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not so much. Maybe if it's like last year, I don't even know. Remember, Jaden Daniels was hurt. He might not even play. But I know in the first year he played.
Yeah. Let me see if I look it up for you real quick while I'm doing that. Green Bay. Let's see.
Mm.
Let's see what we got. It's not giving me the year. That was last year, Lou.
Okay, yeah. So
It was
it,
last
it
year.
wouldn't really
Hold
matter.
on.
Yeah.
See now that one. I'm glad you pointed out. That makes it a little worse for me. Just a little bit. You want to know why?
Why?
This is the year that Jane Daniel was playing trash.
Yeah, that was his worst year. Yeah,
That
last year
was the year
was
he was
terrible.
playing trash.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Hey, listen, man. Trying to give him some credit, but I mean, so far those would I'll give him. Okay, we're not gonna kill him for those games. Let's just put it like that. We're not gonna kill him for those 2 games. Now these last 2, Lou, I would say this. Thank God he wasn't in Dallas or Denver's division.
Oh, he would have got tore up.
Because as you can see, Dak Prescott, and I was telling people, and I was giving people warnings. I was like, listen, say what you want about Dak. In the playoffs, he turned into a different person. But in the regular season, Dak is one of the ones. He's always playing at a top 5 level. In the
I would agree
regular
with
season,
that. I would agree with that
right?
for sure.
So what I would say this, right? Dak Prescott had a 77.77.5 completion percentage, 31 for 40. Bro, 31 for 40 is crazy.
Tone. You mentioned somebody had a 78 point something or 79. The other one had a 75, and you telling me Dak had a 78 or 77?
77.5.
Bro, that's 3 guys close to 80% completion percentage.
31 for 40. Now, they do 40 times, bro. 40. 319 yards. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
That touchdown to interception ratio is terrible.
Lou, they gave up 40 in that game.
That is, bro. The quarterback threw 40 times. You gave up that amount of points, and the quarterback only had 9 incompletions.
It's
wow, bro. That's not good for a defensive coordinator.
Now, I've seen a lot of teams scoring 24 plus points on there, and that's why I put the average points. Now, these teams average scoring 24.8 points a game against them. But that's 25 points a game. Just go in there and see what that rank in defenses. Giving up 25 points a game.
I would believe that's going to be on the bottom half of the league. I would have to imagine giving up 25 points a game.
It's telling, bro. It's a little worrisome, to be honest with you. Now, we can fix it. I'm just saying, but over here, we have to, like I said, we can whisper sweet nothing to y'all ear, but y'all going to give the full picture. We're not going to sugarcoat nothing. I said this last time. I'm saying the same energy that we give on the good side, when I could point out all the good, we have to keep the same energy because we have to know what we have to work on, what we have to look for, and see if he improved in these categories, or if he's the same old. These let me give y'all some sauce real quick. You know what I'm saying? So me and my brother, we go back and forth. See, but we have these conversations when we're not on camera, and when we talking like as fans or in real with each other, and we're like, hey, listen, let's go. We start to do things like this and say, hold on. When I'm going in this season, this is what I'm looking for. I want to see if he improved on that. That's how I would get an idea if he's going to be a better coach this time around. We have to figure that out. Why did you think every time we have the tour debate, Lou will always kill me like, hold on. We went and did our homework. That team that y'all trying to assemble around him, he had that at Alabama. Because we saw how he performed with what we were trying to give him. Oh, let's just give him a great team. And he's going to work wonders with it. And Lou said, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but he had that at Alabama. He was the only one that didn't, as a starter, that didn't win the national championship.
I did say that. That's for damn sure.
See, with all of the first rounders on there, with, for the most part, the best team on the field. That's how you evaluate someone, people. not how they looking against the terrible team, the lower competition, how they compete against the top tier. And yes, they're going to have bad games. They are. But majority of them shouldn't. And I'm not even, the completion percentage is hurting me. The touchdown to interception is what just, I lost it on that. Give up 3,000 yards. Cool. Almost 4,000, whatever. Give up that amount of yardage. It's just, bro, you got to do better in this. You have to. Now, that's Prescott. Now, Bo Nix. 67.6% completion percentage. 23 for 34, 302 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. If I'm not mistaken.
And that's Bo Nix, dog.
Bo Nix. At the bare minimum, I didn't see what year it was. At bare minimum, bro, he was a second-year player. Second-year quarterback. Yeah, they gave up 34 points in that game. 34. Bo Nix accounted for 28. Let's just say, yeah, man, we gonna give him 4. 28 of the got doggone 34 points. You could say 24 because there's 6 points, but nah, the extra point add them on. That's a little troublesome and worrisome. If it's me, if it's just me, and I'm looking at them like, oh, these are the things that I'm going into the season. Now, people asking me, why? Why are you going into the season like that? How come you go into the season and you pointing this out? It's because you learn from your previous mistakes. See, we crowned Mike McDaniel for how his offense was looking, but we didn't have enough. We didn't pay attention to it until we had the evidence and enough stats and games to go on for us to say, well, let's look at how we play against the plus 500. See, someone had to point that out to us. Now that we already have this type of information and we can go off these, we can start from day one. Because I'm not saying he better not have a bad game against good quarterbacks. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is these are the type of games we're going to judge you on. Because remember what I was saying about the game-winning quarterback, the big-name quarterbacks and the coaches that win. For the most part, they're just 4 or 5, maybe, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the games over 500 against these teams. But they're typically above 500, whether it's 2 games, 3 games, 4 games. You can't be punching below 500. And these are below 500 numbers. Even if it was 50-50, I'm like, okay, there's something to work with. He just got to make that next step. So just keep this in mind going forward. And I'm not saying just focus on his year one. I'm saying throughout his tenure, let's see if he improved these numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Because
these are things he has to work on, Tom. That's all we're doing.
Exactly. Same thing we said. Let's see what Tua has to work on. Let's see what whoever has to work on. Let's see if he improves these numbers. He has to improve these numbers. Because for you to be successful in the league, you have to do it against the top tier quarterbacks. Now, mind you, go ahead, Lou.
Well, no, Tom, just to like, I don't want to echo your sentiment. I want to go and go a little beyond, right? Because the quarterbacks that's on this list, these are the teams you're facing in the playoffs. Is the better way to say it. Anybody, listen, Brian Flores, we seen him beat up on bottom feeders. We seen Adam Gase beat up on bottom feeders. Hell, we seen Mike McDaniel beat up on bottom feeders. But when it was the playoff contending teams and the very good quarterbacks, that's where those guys fail. So again, I just want people to understand when Tony's doing this exercise and he has these numbers and he's showing you these stats, these are the teams that are playing in the playoffs. You gotta beat these teams to get to the playoffs, and then when you're in there, you're gonna see these teams. You're not going to see the Carolina Panthers in the playoffs outside of last year. You're not going to see the Jets in the playoffs. These are the teams, Tone, you're going to see. And I'm sorry, bro. From what I'm looking at, Nah, we ain't winning playoff games like this. We ain't winning playoff games like this, Tom.
No. Um. So I wanted to point out because I see Cookie Monster in there saying, uh,
Yeah, I seen that about Brian Flores.
no, not Brian Flores. Was it Brian Flores?
Yeah, well, the one I seen, he said he wasn't worried because Brian Flores and he had the numbers for.
He said okay. He was saying Brian Flores. Okay, I see that one. That was Brian Flores. I was seeing him saying he wasn't worried about it. Okay, he did. He put some numbers up there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. And we love Brian Flores, don't we?
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
But would you say if we had those numbers for Brian Flores, we would be satisfied?
Hell no, I would be killing Brian Flores too. And actually, Tone, I know he hasn't coached here or whatever, but there was a couple games last year that Minnesota that I was watching, and Brian Flores was giving up 27, 30.
I was just about to ask you about that. I would like, do everyone want to go back and relive that year that Sam Darnold was there?
Absolutely, yep.
When they were scoring all those points, Brian Flores' defense was giving up a bunch of points.
Yes, they were. Absolutely.
And we already, so I don't know why you want to use him as a reference point, but what we do know about Brian Flores and his defense, it is either you're going to, he typically destroy the younger quarterbacks. He does. But he gambles a lot. He sends blitzes from everywhere. So if you get those quarterbacks that understand what they're doing, they're gonna get him for the most part, which has been happening. Go look at the trend with Brian Flores. His second go around, they destroy him.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I don't understand if you were looking at that to say, oh, Brian Flores, look at how Brian Flores defense fold at the end of seasons. We don't want that here.
Absolutely not.
You have to do better. They get the same judgment, the same treatment. It's the reason why Minnesota didn't win.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Y'all got to understand. It's just because it's a name people know, okay, we'll point out his failures too. So now, Lou, anything else you need from this before we go back to the regular screen and just, sum it all up real quick?
No. I think everybody in the chat got the gist. I think the way you explained it and broke it down, and even went back and looked up certain years and that. I think we're good. We're good right now, Tom. At least on this.
I would like to add this in right here. And this is just right now, right? 8 touchdowns, 1 interceptions. That is his touchdown to interception ratio against the quarterbacks that he faced once. Now, why is that significant and why I'm pointing that out? Because typically those are the type of players that you're going to face in the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. They aren't going to be divisional foes or quarterbacks that you had multiple opportunities to face. You want to know what is a amazing trend with great defenses? Guess what it is?
What's that?
When them top level quarterbacks go up against them for the first time, they always get those quarterbacks. They always get them because them quarterbacks have to learn that defensive coordinator. They have to learn them. Look at how Patrick Mahomes struggled against Lou Anarumo the first time they went against Cincinnati. That's why they beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Struggled. And then Denver, go look at when Denver started facing Patrick Mahomes. Them good defensive coordinators, oh, okay, we see what you like to do, Patrick Mahomes. He struggled against them all the time. Go look at it. Struggled. Those are the things that you look for. So I'm like, can you give me some games where you go up against those quarterbacks and they struggle out the box? Because even if you say Matthew Stafford, like the struggle that he had was 261 touchdown, one interception. Not a bad game, like at all, but not a good game either. If you give me more those, I'm cool. Give me half and half at least, something to work with. You gonna tell me I'm struggling to see Daniel 2 touchdowns, no interceptions? Dak Prescott 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Bo Nix 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. And this is the thing that gets me, right? That I'm like, let's see what kind of game they were playing. Matt Stafford threw the ball 45 times. Jaden Daniels threw the ball 42 times. Dak Prescott threw the ball 40 times. Bo Nix threw the ball 34 times. There's no way it should be 64, 57, 77, and 67 respectfully in completion percentage. There's no way they should be averaging over 65% completion percentage at all. Because correct me if I'm wrong, at 65, 66, you're leading the league in completion percentage for the most part. These are your league leaders. You got to do better than that. You have to. All right, let's get back on.
Hey, Tone, you said at least give you half and half, right?
Yeah.
Hafley did give you half and half. Against garbage teams, his half defense was good. And against good quarterbacks and good teams, half defense was bad. He gave you half and half. The good side of Hafley was against trash, and the bad side of Hafley was against good. He gave you half and half, Tone.
Yeah. Now, listen. Let me reiterate this. Look, Mudbone laughing. I do not expect him to be perfect. I do not expect him to not have bad games. And I do not expect this defense to just be dominant every game. But if you consider yourself a defensive coach, right? You do. After a while, your defense have to start improving. After a while, your defense should start being dominant. And teams should go into those games saying, hey, listen, we're going to have to deal with a Jeff Hafley defense. We know we need to buckle up our strap up our chin strap. Buckle up, because we in for a wild ride. That's what I'm looking for from a defensive-minded coach. We all know, bro, I'm a defensive-minded guy. I don't care. Like, I love offense. Okay, cool. I'm good. I don't mind looking at that. But there's nothing it's get me more excited and watch the game than when I know I have a dominant defense. My mindset is different. I'm like, this is championship level type stuff. Because we know when all fails, if you can stop team from scoring, you can hold the game close to where even Tebow won a playoff game because his defense kept him in games, and all he had to do was show up in the fourth quarter. Even Tebow won like that. Trent Dilfer did it. Bradshaw did it. So I'm just saying, those are the type of things that I'm looking forward to when it comes to our defense in Hafley. And this is not to say Hafley is going to be a bad coach or terrible. This is to say we have to see what we have on film. We have to go do our homework. We got to understand what we're getting ourselves into and see his performances and say, okay, what can we have? What realistic expectations we can have. Because going in the season, what I want us and our subscribers to do, I want us to have a realistic expectation and have an educated understanding and idea of what the team should look like and what success look like and what to expect from a defense. So we could go in and look like, hey, listen, he's been having these same problems back in the days. Why am I still showing these problems rearing their ugly head? That's what we have to look forward to. I don't want to see these problems rearing their ugly head. I don't want to see you struggle against every big name quarterback or good team that you play.
The thing that concerns me more, Tone, and what you highlighted with Caleb Williams and Jared Goff in his division, we got to also understand that when you brought up the point, Tone, it got worse the second time, right? Bro, in our division, we got a quarterback that just played in the Super Bowl last year who played very well. And what's the guy in New England? I'm forgetting his name.
Hold
I
on.
wanted to say Mac
Hold
Jones,
on,
but
hold
it's
on,
not
Lou.
Mac
Hold on.
Jones.
Let me correct something. Cookie Monster, Jeff Hefley wasn't a defensive coordinator, sir. He was the coordinator in 2024, 2025. Try again.
Mm.
Go ahead.
What's the quarterback's name in New England, Tone? I'm
Drake
drawing a
May.
blank.
Drake May. Yeah.
Drake May. Bro, you got to play him twice, and you got Josh Allen that you got to play twice. And from what you showed me, these quarterbacks, the second time they played against Hefley's defense, they got better. That's not good when you got Drake May and Josh Allen in your own division. You got to play them four times a season, 2 times each. So, man, listen, I'm with you, Tone. This is not to say that Hefley's defense is going to be bad or he's going to be bad. We're just highlighting things that, again, he has to work on. Just like anybody, everybody has a job to do, and we expect you to do better and better and better each week. This is all we're saying. We're not saying Hefley's going to be terrible, but no, these are things we got to watch out for as Dolphin fans. We got to be up to game to where we don't. Tone, I think you said it best when you were talking about Matt McDaniel. We came out 3 weeks into Mike McDaniel's reign, and he was already a genius. He was the guy, right? And then we got more information with him. It's the same thing with Hefley, bro. I just don't want to fall for the banana in the tailpipe again. Now I'll be watching very intently, Tone. I don't care if we beat the Jets. I want to know if we could beat Buffalo. I want to know if when we play the 49ers, I want to see him go against Brock Purdy and play well. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. So, hey, man, we're just trying to highlight there's things that Hefley has to work on.
Obviously, if every time we have something to say about this team, all we have to say is positive things, then we're not really being honest with you guys. We aren't. If every time we come over, we tell you it's going to be rainbows, it's going to be sunshines, and it's going to be a beautiful day in the neighborhood, then we're not trying to tell y'all the real what's going on with the team. We're just trying to get y'all to be on our side and excited. No, when you come over here, you want to understand what you're looking forward to, what's really going on with the Miami Dolphins, and what we need to improve upon. Because if y'all watched on the TD, I gave y'all all the reasons why we could be successful. All the reasons. Because you should be able to win some shootouts. These quarterbacks that we playing, they've been struggling for the most part. But guess what? By me going down the roster and giving my game projections and projecting how we can beat these teams, guess what I noticed, Lou? Guess who on the
What's
schedule? Bo Nix.
Absolutely.
Guess who on the schedule, Lou? Caleb Williams.
I believe Jared Goff is on. I believe Jared Goff is on the
schedule. Jared Goff. And then you just throwing Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Drake May,
Caleb Williams.
I said Caleb Williams, yeah.
Justin Herbert.
Ooh, Justin Herbert on there now. See, when I look at them, like, hold on. A lot of these characters we gonna play this year. Keep that in mind, people. Just keep that in mind. We have to play a lot of these guys. That's what I'm like, hold on. We're playing some of these people that he's been struggling against. Now you add in Joe Burrow. Forgot to mention him, Lou.
You definitely got to mention Burrow for sure.
Add in Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen twice, Drake May twice. What are we doing? Now you're going to add that on top of Bo Nix? On top of Jared Goff? We have a quarterback gauntlet we have to go through this season. So, Jeff Hefley, your defense is going to be put to the test. We understand it's the first year. We understand that. But I'm going to watch how you play against them. Because if it's a case of players being out of position, I could get it. Because, see, we don't only just watch the game and enjoy it and say, hey, they look bad. We always go back and watch the film and say, hey, Wednesday's going to be amazing here this year. Wednesday film sessions are going to be amazing this year.
I can't wait for Wednesday.
Because we're going to be able to break down a lot of things that was going on. Now, if I go in and I'm looking at this defense and I can't figure out what defense he's in, I'm like, oh, what is this? You remember that one play I had? I'm like, it looked like it's supposed to have been single high, man to man, but then somehow it looked like it's supposed to have been a quarters look. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Is this a version of a cover 2 with a robber? Remember that time when we seen Ramsey get cooked?
Absolutely. Yep.
And I'm like, hold on, why did Cole just leave him like that? There's some miscommunication there. I'm not putting that on.
Yeah, that's not on Hefley.
If we see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not on Hefley.
So it's going to be honest assessments. It's not going to be just going in and say, oh, they gave up all these points. They were trash. No, I'm looking at, hold on, no, somebody did something wrong. Someone did something wrong, and you shouldn't be making those mistakes, especially as a veteran. You shouldn't. But if I turn on the film and I see you got Kato who one-on-one with Stephon Diggs, and he been getting cooked all game, no, that's on you, coach. What were your adjustments? If I turn on the film against the Jets and I see Jalen Ramsey getting cooked, no matter who you put on, it was Devontae Adams, cooked him. It was Garrett Wilson, cooked him. Like, at some point, bro, get him out of that one-on-one. He's having a terrible game. Or, again, like what me and Lou say, if these teams are killing us with the 2-3 yard pops and then they getting yak every doggone play in every series, and you still come out and we see our defenders 5 to 6 yards after the receivers, that's on you, coach.
I'm going to lose my mind. Absolutely.
See, those are the type of things we're going to judge them by. See, we can tell the difference between player execution and coaching errors. That's how you analyze games, and that's how you study film and say, hold on, wait a minute, no. Okay, I'm looking at this coverage. Wait, no, you're supposed to be here. How many times I put, I'm like, yo, if y'all in, I understand that you're trying to disguise coverage, cool. But if you in a cover 2, which they did that inverted cover 2, I noticed a lot, and you simulate pressure a lot. So if you're doing these type of things, and I know you're supposed to vacate into an area, and you get stuck, no, that's execution.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or if you follow a guy, if you have the first man out and you follow a guy on the inside a little too long, and they run a wheel route behind you, no, that's execution. You let that route concept fool you, and you lost your discipline. So just keep that in mind when we come over here and we tell y'all, okay, we're gonna watch and judge Hefley based off his defense. It's going to be an honest assessment, and it's going to be fair. But there will be some judgment there. Like, we're going to give you that. We will be out here looking and saying, okay, we hold you accountable. That's all I'm saying.
Well, now I know, Tone, why you didn't give Rashad a job here at the Bliss Pickup. Yeah, the Rashad don't think about it like that, Tony. Rashad sees a Dolphin player in position. He blaming the coach for a missed tackle.
He sure no did, bro.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Nah, yeah, we not putting that. Yo, Lou is crazy. We're
not Tone, well, I got to be honest to the people, man. I can't lie to them.
Yes. And we appreciate y'all too, JD the Great.
Absolutely, man.
We do appreciate y'all. So that's all I'm saying. Just go look at the teams that we have to play and we have to face, and we have to be honest. But we can't go in there expecting us to get 8 or 9 or 10 wins and think that Hefley is not going to have to step up. No, you got a quarterback gauntlet to go through this year. We're going to put your defense to the test from day one. Now, we didn't say nothing about the Kyler Murray that could, propose a scrambling threat, but he's not one of those quarterbacks. But, he's in there.
Well, Tone, I'm going to be honest. I think week 1, and again, I don't want to use the word critical, but I'll say this. You play the Raiders week 1, Tone. I don't think anybody should be scared of Fernando Mendoza as a rookie.
No.
Or Kirk Cousins as a 14-year veteran. Because, again, with Mendoza, it's experience. With Kirk Cousins, he doesn't win like that, right? He's never been a big game quarterback. And I'm not saying week 1 is a big game. But, Tone, could you imagine if Kirk Cousins come up here and lights that defense up? Or
Just
hell, even if Mendoza gets the start, right? And a rookie comes out and lights that defense up, that's a bad look going into week 2 in San Fran, Tom. That's all I'm saying.
right. Like Kirk Cousins, he's been in the league, so you're gonna look at him sideways and be like, man, come on, bro. You can't do that with Kirk Cousins. Now he has some good games in the league. Let's give it to him. In Minnesota, he was looking good over there in Minnesota. That was Kirk Cochain came
Right.
up, right?
Absolutely, right.
But to what you just said, Fernando Mendoza come in and light your defense up? No, but that's a rookie.
It's a bad look.
That's a bad look.
Mm.
I'm not looking at you sideways. I'm looking directly at you and looking in your eyes, trying to stare through your soul and say, my brother, this is not it. This can't happen. Matter of fact, we need to clip this part up right here.
Yeah, for sure.
If he go in there and struggle against a rookie, Fernando Mendoza, week 1, we should be side-eyeing him, looking him dead in the eye and say, man, we ready to judge you right now.
Tone, you can look at him sideways. I'm looking at him dead in his face.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not even looking at him sideways. I'm looking at him in the face. I'm like, bro, what is going on?
Yeah, because y'all on the even playing field. His first year in the league, your first year as the head coach for the Dolphins.
Absolutely, for sure, 100%, Tone.
And you have experience in this league as a defensive coordinator, so you should have the advantage there for sure. Now, Bowers, do they still got Jacoby Meyer, or did they trade him to
No, they traded him to Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville last year.
Yeah. So what their weapons in on the outside?
I know we looked it up a couple weeks ago. They brought in a receiver, and I think they drafted one as well. I don't remember their names though. But
hey, Lou, just for the simple fact that that's your answer, that says it's an even playing field.
They ain't got nothing, right? Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. So yeah, we're going to be on the lookout for sure. We are going to be on the lookout and say that week 1 there should be no excuses. Y'all should be on the even playing field. But hey, it is what it is. Those are the numbers, as you can see right there. Now y'all understand what 3,475 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Lou, let me ask you a question. If Malik Willis have those numbers this season, what you saying about his season?
It's great. It's great. As the first time because again, I think me and you both agree, Tone. Malik Willis didn't get a fair shake in Tennessee. They did him dirty in Tennessee. And again, he went to Green Bay, got better coaching. He elevated his game in games that he went in and played. So to answer your question, he gave us those numbers, especially in year 1. Listen, at that point, Tone, I don't think he would win the MVP, but you could argue that he should be in the MVP conversation. For sure. With this roster, Tone, everybody has been predicting the Miami Dolphins to be one of the worst teams in the league. Everybody is saying it. If Malik can give you those numbers with this roster, we highlighted what they got in the wide receiver room. It's virtually A-Chain and him on the offensive side of the ball. Nah, Tone, I'm looking at Malik and I'm like, remember what I said earlier today, Tone, in the space, that no matter what, I would be picking a quarterback in next year's draft? If Malik gave me those numbers, I think now the Jeremiah Smiths and maybe other guys are in play. I don't need a quarterback, especially in the first round, if he gave us these numbers.
And especially if he added, like, let's say around 5 to 6 touchdowns.
Again, Tone, if he
33 to 34 touchdowns, my brother.
Tone, if he could give you 450 yards, 500 yards rushing on top of that.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, I'm with you.
So just look at it from that standpoint. If y'all want to understand and take off the Homer hat and look at what's going on. And now, let me give y'all some context. That is a 14-game sample size, people. That's a 14-game sample size. That's not 17 games of Hefley playing those type of quarterbacks. There was 14. So those numbers could be higher than that. Just keep that in mind.
The worst number for me, Tone, is the number you got right now. It's 28-6, bro.
Yeah.
That's terrible. In 14 games, Tone, 28 touchdowns and only 6 turnovers or interceptions better. Tone, you're not winning a lot of games with those numbers like that. You're not winning a lot, bro.
Yes. Now, mind you, that Caleb Williams game, that didn't include the playoff game. I just want y'all to realize that.
Oh, it would have been worse in the playoff game.
Remember the
Those
playoff
numbers
game
would have been
last
worse.
year when he gave up 24 or 26 games in the fourth quarter?
26 points in the fourth quarter, Tom.
Keep that in mind, people. Keep that one in mind. So, hey, listen, I get it. I understand. But yeah, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out, my people. Almost 5-to-1 touchdown ratio. Keep an eye out. Let's hope that he learn. This is one thing that I would say that I would like to add to, Lou, that I want to put this in perspective. This is Jeff Hefley's second go round as a head coach. He had his opportunity in college, and now he has an opportunity here in the NFL. Now, this is not a second go around in the NFL. He had multiple stints in the NFL. Multiple. He came back, and now he should have learned. Once you get your second opportunity, we should see improvement. Now, I know there's going to be some growing pains, or we assume that there's going to be some growing pains when it comes to overall decision-making the head coach. But defensively, you should be just getting in your groove. At least when it comes to calling games and calling plays. Because remember, when we watch the games, and y'all make sure y'all over here when we watch the game, we live, play-by-play. We look at pre-snap reads. Look at how many times you see me, Lou, and Sandy, we up here, we like, hey, I need you to get closer to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 3. Why is they 4 yards off the receiver? See, those are the type of things we look forward to see if he improved or that they understand situational football. You shouldn't be 4 yards off a receiver on 3rd and 3. Make that make sense. The math not math in there. That's a pitch and catch all the time.
The math ain't mathing their tone because you saying 4 yards. Remember, in the NFL, you only have 5 yards to bump and kind of misdirect the wide receiver. You have only 5 yards. So I don't know why in the hell, if it's 3rd and 4, you're 6 yards playing soft coverage. I've never understand that tone.
Never understood that either. I think me and you, that's one of both of our pet peeves. Watching a cornerback 5, 6, 7. Yeah, Mudbone said more like 8 yards. Yeah, last year they were like 8 yards out. I remember. That is true.
They were bad, bro.
We was like, what are we doing here? You know what that is, Lou? That's the old saying, like that prevent defense. They're playing not to lose. You're going to lose every time.
You're absolutely.
Every single time when you play not to lose. It just don't work. History shows you that. However you got there, that's the same way you finish the game. Now, being a little bit more conservative, I understand that. Like, I don't need you blitzing all crazy type styles and one-on-one all the way down the field. Cool. Put some help over the top. Make them earn every yard. Cool. But all that 4, 5 yards off, letting them get the easy passes and just go downfield. Before you know it, they in scoring range, back-to-back drives, and now you're in the game. Before you know it, two possessions, and you're back in a dogfight, and now you have to tell these people after relaxing their mind to now all of a sudden turn up the intensity. It's not easy to go from being relaxed and then all of a sudden going back and turning up the intensity. It's not easy to do that.
It's not easy to do that. And all you're doing is giving the other team momentum. And once a team grabs the momentum, it just seems like the other team has, to your point, you can't play aggressive, get a big lead, turn it off, and then all of a sudden you're in a dogfight and turn it right back on. It don't work like that, Tone. So I think you're spot on with that assessment. I've never understood, Tone, like the prevent defense. Like you got a 15-point lead, and now all of a sudden you're playing prevent defense. To your point, a play here, play there, an explosive play, now they're already in field goal range or they're right there to take the lead. Or it's mind-boggling how many teams and how many coaches put their players in bad positions like that. I've never understood it.
That for at least you and me both. You want me about two Fin fan says Tony Lewis, what's the main thing you're looking for this team and staff in 26, 27?
You want to answer that first, Tom?
Uh, you want me to answer? You said I'll answer
No,
it
I
first.
said, do you want to answer that first, or do
Yeah,
you want
yeah,
me to
yeah,
go?
yeah. I see. I was
Right?
going to say, the how hard they compete. That's what I'm looking forward to. Adjustments. How do he adjust? Is he gonna hold people accountable when people mess up? Art when we go on the sideline, how is he coaching them up? Is he overlooking them? Like all the little small things that we was ignoring or we start noticing at the end of the previous regimes, I'm looking at it from day one. I don't care, be honest with you, regardless of the score and the record, I'm looking at how they compete. For sure, for sure. I am looking at how they compete. And most definitely, I'm looking at on these people that we brought in, these young guys. I'm going to see how they perform. If it's the number one, that's the number one thing I'm looking for. These young guys that you brought in, let me see how they perform. Because this says it's going to tell me a lot about your player evaluation because you had 13 picks. You had 13 picks. So let me see how these young guys, because if they develop over the season, I'm like, okay, we working with something. But if they stay even Q, like at a not high level all throughout the season, we don't see no improvements. I, I'm looking forward to that. Lou, what about you?
Listen, I think the word you said was compete. That's what I'm looking for, Two-Tone. I'm not worried, True Finn, because he's the one that asked the question. I'm not really so much worried about the score. Because, in my opinion, I don't think this team is going to win a lot of games. But I do want to see a competitive football team. Even, again, if you're losing games, but you're competitive, and it's, let's say, a close game. Okay, you lose by 10 late in the fourth quarter. Cool. I can live with that, right? But to Tone's point, I need to see this team be competent at least. They got to be at least competing. Another thing, Tony, I think you were saying that I'm watching all these players, right? The ones we brought in. But I think I can, like the Jacob Rodriguez, cool. Chris Bell, cool. The Kyle Lewis, cool. For me, Tone, what I'm looking for, and this goes more to Sully evaluation than Hefley, because Sully is the one that said it stops with him, end all be all, right? And Tone, you know where I'm going with this. The question marks I have. The Caleb
Yep.
Douglas of the world.
Caleb Douglas. Yep.
That's what I'm looking at. You pick that man at 75. I'm not asking for 1,000 yards, but if we start seeing our 75th pick dropping past the Tone, and that's a big question mark with him. Now I'm looking at Sully sideways. I know, Tone, you have dubbed him the generational fullback. I mean, tight end, my bad. If Will Kazmarek ain't doing nothing, Tone, again, a top 100 player, I'm looking at you sideways, bro. Especially,
Yes.
and Tone, you've heard me say it multiple times, especially with the players that were on the board at the time of these picks. So again, that would be for me, true Fin fan and Tone. It's if this team can compete, and then some of the question marks that were in the draft, I got to see them kind of performing. I'm sorry, bro. I just got to do it. I got to see it.
Yes. And I think that's a honest and fair assessment. It's only fair that we, you know, that's what we look forward to, or we the most that we're going to be paying attention to. Especially like you said, the top 100. Like you're going to draft the top 100 with the players that was on the board at the time. Then yes, Will Kazmarek he needs to see the field. You're not going to tell me that Ben Sims and Greg Dosh is going to take majority of the snaps. Now, if y'all run 11 personnel, okay, I understand. I'm still going to question, but I'm going to understand why he's not getting as much playing time. But for the most part, no, I think it's going to be more like 12 personnel a lot of the time. And with that, no, I need Kazmarek because the type of offense that you trying to run, it's predicated on have a blocking tight end, and you brought him in. You made him a top 100 pick. What was he, 75 overall, if I'm not mistaken, Lou?
Well, Caleb Douglas was 75, and then I think Kazmarek was in the 80s, I think, because he was picked before Chris Bell.
Yeah, he was picked before. No, was he?
Yeah, because remember, we had 3 third-round picks, and the first one was Caleb Douglas, second one was Kazmarek, and our last pick in the third was Chris Bell. Yep.
Yes. Yeah, so he had to be like 87. I mean,
yeah, he had to be somewhere around there, yep.
He had to be 87. So, all right, cool. So then, we hey, we need to see these guys on the field and developing, and everything that you've seen on film, we need to be able to see it on the film in the NFL. They need to translate to the field. So, but yeah, that to answer your question, that's what I'm looking forward to, and obviously what Lou is. Listen, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. It's still 20 of y'all in the building. Subscribe. Help us get to that 900 mark. You know, I don't know if we closer, but you know, we were 9 away. So we just need 9 more subs for us to get to that 900 mark. And you know, closer to that 1,000 mark, and you know how it is. We're getting close to our 2-year anniversary. So I believe it's in August. So it'll be amazing if we could get at least over 900. I mean, to the 1,000 within August. What that is, 2 months from now, month and a half, month.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Something like that. But again, we appreciate every last one of y'all. Again, man, looking forward to the training camp to see these boys in pads, see how they react when the real, true, I say tests start to happen. When you actually fighting for positions, fighting to see if you're going to make the roster, fighting to see who's going to make this team, and who's going to get playing time, and who's going to be number one on the depth chart. Training camp when it happens. That's when it all happens. So I'm looking forward to that. Can't wait for these joint practices. I do know, I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me. I should have had that probably next episode. I do know the schedule, but don't we report July 21st, if I'm not mistaken, for training camp?
I believe that is the first. Yeah, the July 21st is the first.
I think it's July 21st. So they did release the offseason schedule. The joint practicing and all that thing has been released. So looking forward to that. Man.
And the Dolphins tone should be able to go in a week early before everybody else because they got a first time head coach, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if it's on training camp, but I do know probably I know they started the offseason program a week before. Now, if it's the same in training camp, then yeah, they should take advantage. But I do think I know it was mid-July, so I think July 21st is when they report. So hey, man, we're basically a month away, y'all. We're a month away, so y'all got 4 weeks to get it together. He say no, it's the same as everyone else. All right, thank you, JD the Great.
Okay, JD the Great, appreciate it. Well, Tone, for me, I think you said it. Training camp's going to be good, but it's player versus player. It's like our team versus our team. Cool, right? And you're going to be out there, so we're going to have great insight in that. Tone, for me, though, I think the 2 times we do the joint practices, that's what's going to tell a lot. Because remember, under the Mike McDaniel, especially last year, there was bad days, right? Like we were just absolutely getting punked by the other team. You remember that? I think it was Detroit and Chicago.
Chicago, yes.
Remember, even Omar Kelly wrote, and again, it was just
coming kick from some of the players out.
They should have been thrown out. They were too physical. Remember that?
Yes.
That's Tone is going to be a telltale sign for me. Again, you ain't got to win the complete day. What we can't have, Tone, is us getting bullied against some other teams. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just out there and it's nonchalant. They're pushing us around. We don't even look good. That's going to be a telltale sign for me as well, Tom.
That is a fact. And again, Jeff Hefley say he's not a fan of 2 joint practices. I love the mindset. Right on the lines with me. You don't get no do-overs. So I'm not gonna practice that way. So you don't get in the mindset that you have tomorrow. Tomorrow isn't promised. So you need to live every day like that. Come prepared the first time you see them across from you, because that's how it is in the NFL. That's why there's a saying called any given Sunday. You need to be prepared each and every day. You never know what can happen. So make every day your best day. Make every practice you give your 100%. Because there isn't any do-overs. But yeah, that's it for me, man. Lou, if you got anything else before we get up out of here.
And you know what, Tone? I usually come out and I say I don't have a lot to say or my final word. But I do have today, because a lot of people, Tone, have been so excited for Team USA in the World Cup for winning their group. Now, Tone, I'm gonna put you on to the test in front of the world. Tone, there's another team that won their group, and it's my favorite team, Tone. Tone, do you mind telling the people The other team that won their group.
Alemania.
Hey, like I told them earlier, I don't like them, but I love them. That's
Shout
my
out to
final word, Tone.
Alemania, man.
I just wanted, the people, everybody's in the World Cup, Tone. And again, I just wanted, there's another team that won their group. That's all I'm saying, Tone. But I appreciate you. Hey, man, listen, you ain't got to like it, but you got to listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so we'll see y'all hopefully. Not hopefully. We'll see y'all Friday. Y'all know what time it is, Lou, man. Anything else before? If not, just get us up out of here.
Hey, man, this has been the Wednesday episode of the Blitz Pickup. Hopefully, Finsanity is getting well. Again, Tony said it earlier. I'll say it now. Hopefully, she's back with us soon. We love her to death. Everybody loves her to death. Y'all know what it is. From my brother, from me, the Blitz Pickup. We'll see y'all Friday after 8 sometime. The revolver goes to, the teams that win their group. Alemania.
Shout out to USA.